Hello. Today we are talking about growth and shifts and how that impacts our relationships and our money. How many of you have heard of athletes going broke because they did not sever toxic relationships when their lives shifted, or they got so caught up in their lifestyle that they did not pay attention to and carefully evaluate the relationships that they formed? Welcome or welcome back to Sev Talks Money. For those of you who are here, what we talk about is tools and tips to build wealth, crush debt, gain financial freedom, and even tips to grow your business. So we meet here at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time every Sunday afternoon. And again, today we are talking about tips and things to consider about relationships and where your relationships take you based on where you're planning to go. And I want to encourage you to stick around until the very end because I'll be sharing some information about my upcoming giveaway. I am celebrating my birthday in December, and I am also celebrating 6 months on YouTube. And I have an awesome celebration, an awesome giveaway that I'm going to be doing in December. So stick around for more information on that. So as we shared at the beginning, we're talking about growth and shifts and how that impacts our relationships and our money. So before I get started into the conversation, I want to greet those who are here in the chat. Hi, Beverly. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Judy of Asian American Legal Focus. Hi, Debbie. How are you guys? Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is relationships are two-way streets, meaning that I can cut ties with you and you can cut ties with me, and that is perfectly okay. Because relationships can be seasonal, meaning they are there for a season. They serve a purpose for that time. And then you have relationships that are purposeful, meaning it's for a shorter time, it is for a purpose, and when that purpose is served, the relationship no longer serves you. And then there are those relationships that you build that are lifetime relationships. You may lose touch with that person, and when you reconnect, it's like you never lost touch. One person that's in the chat right now that I consider a lifetime relationship is Beverly Harper. Sometimes we don't talk for months, and when we connect, it's like we never lost touch. At least I consider her a lifetime friend. I don't know if she considers me a lifetime friend, but I consider her a lifetime friend. If I'm wanting somebody to talk to get encouragement, if I'm needing somebody to talk to kind of like talk me off a ledge or anything like that, I know I can call on Beverly to get that from her, because that's the kind of relationship. And relationships take time to build. Whether they're seasonal, purposeful, lifetime, they take time to build, to connect, and to build. Now, I have a Facebook account that I've had since 2009, and this is talking about relationship and where I am, where I was, and where I want to be. So I have a Facebook account that I started in 2009, and it has nearly 500 connections on there. I created a new account in 2019 because the account that I built in 2009, I mainly posted scriptures, memes, and talk political stuff about some persons who will not be named here. And so I really was like really strong into politics because my dad was into politics. So I was strong into that, and I would really share my opinions, and I have a lot of them, and I would do that on that account. So I had built up in the 11 years over 500 connections. Now, when I created this new account that I did in 2019, my intention was to gradually move people over. So I wasn't intentional about adding people. I just, as they popped up and say, add this person, I would add them. But I've since downloaded the names of my contacts on both accounts, and my intention is to go back and look at the old ones and see who I purposely want to move to the new account. And here is why I'm doing that. With over 500 connections on my old account, and me starting to post about YouTube and my business and my podcast, and focusing more on business rather than on the spiritual and politics and memes, I am getting, I want to say, if I get 1% connections or response, I get a lot. And I'm not asking people to watch my videos. It would be nice if they do. I'm not asking them to listen to my podcast. It would be nice if they did. I'm not even asking them to purchase my services. It would be wonderful if they did. But if I'm connected to you for 11 years and you can't simply post on my content and say, congratulations, or like a post that I make, or say, I see you doing great things, just something to bolster me. If I've been connected to you for 11 years and that is too much for you to do, then I don't need your relationship, because I'm not on Facebook to add numbers. I'm on Facebook to connect, to encourage people. I see people posting things that I know I will never buy. I will never buy jewelry, possibly. I will never services, some books I won't buy, but you guess what I do? I post on there and I say, congratulations on your book. Congratulations on your new business. You're doing well on your YouTube channel. It's a topic that I'm probably not interested in, but I do that because if we are connected on Facebook, I think that's what we're there for, to encourage each other. So I say it is time to cut ties with the folks on my account that's been there 11 years and have not connected with me, have not acknowledged my new businesses. Why am I there? And why am I connected to you if you can't encourage me? It doesn't make any sense. So let me check the comments. I know there are probably a lot of things in the comments. So yes, yes, you said yes, like work friends you lose touch with soon after you stop working together, and they serve their purpose, and now it's time to move on. And it's great. You said great to have friends like that, not just the ones who get in touch when they want something. You know, it is such a boost to know that you have friends who think about you and your well-being, and and you do the same for them. It's not so much about what you can get from each other, but that you can encourage each other. You know, if I don't give you money, then you're no longer my friend, and you can no longer encourage me because I don't give you money, then we're not friends, or we're not connected. And when I say friends, there are different degrees of friendship. So it's not necessarily a friend that you know, you different degree of friendships, and I think you guys understand what I'm saying. Is there different degrees of friendship? There is those friendships that you possibly need, that, you know, if you're going through a divorce, there are only certain people you would call. You wouldn't call all of your friends. You're still friends, but there's certain degrees, there's certain things that you would discuss with those friends. You still trust them, but they just don't fit into every part of your life. And then there are few who fit into every part. No matter what you're going through, no matter what it is, that you are going to connect with that person because you know that person knows you. They understand what you're going through. They understand you. And even if they don't have the words, just them being with you and just bolstering you up, just listening to you talk is enough, because it's that kind of friendship. So they're different kind of friendship. And Judy's saying here, on the other hand, I've heard Facebook is selective about what gets shown, and if your YouTube link post gets shown to your friends. Yes, and that's one of the reasons why I started posting it in the comments instead of directly in the post. But even so, I post about, a lot of times I post about my YouTube, but I don't post a link. And you know, and I do understand that the algorithm sometimes doesn't show people things, but I think that if you've been connected for 11 years and you know me and you see my post for some over 11 years, or let's say a year, you must have seen something I posted that would make you want to say something about what I'm doing. In Beverly C, yes, and I'm honored to be your friend. Friends for life. Friends for life. Um, yeah, so it's really for me, and I'm going to talk about some things that you can look at to see if your friendships really serves you as you go along in your new journey, because we all shift. I mean, there are people that I'm going to disconnect from because they don't serve me or I don't serve them, and that's okay. As I said, it, what we have a tendency to do is to feel guilty when it's time for us to disconnect from friends. And guys, excuse my glasses. I got some new glasses and I have to figure out how to not get the light to reflect in it. It's okay. You have the memories and you have, all the other things in the background that connects you. And it's hard to disconnect from that because you've been friends for so long. But where you're going, there's certain, you just don't connect anymore. And so I'm going to share some things in a little bit about what to look for to see really is this friendship serving you. But I want to talk about the money part of this because again, this is a personal finance channel, so I have to talk about the money part of it and how friendships affect your money. So the thing I want to talk about now is I want to show you some. In the beginning, I talked about the athletes and how some of them ended up bankrupt and filing bankruptcy and all of that, and they didn't even have friends that helped them after they filed bankruptcy because the friends weren't really friends. And so I want to bring up a few of them so we can kind of talk about friendship and money, because sometimes your friendships, if you don't evaluate them, it can cost you money. It can cost money if you don't evaluate your friends properly and the relationships that you make with your friends. So the first one I want to talk about is Antoine William Walker. He was an NBA star and he made over $103 million in over 13 years in the NBA. 103 million in over 13 years in the NBA. And supposedly he was helping over 70 friends and family during that time. And let me do a quick, I'm not going to share my screen, but I'm going to do a quick calculation. So let's say he was making $103 million over 13 years. And I'm going to say he only took home 70% of that. Okay. I'm going to say tax took 30%. No, I'm just going to round it up. So that's like 72 million. And let's divide that in over 13 years. So let's say he made an average of $6 million for the year. Now he was supporting 70 friends and family over that time. So I'm just going to say he gave them $100,000 over the 13 years. I know it's got to be more, but I'm just going to do a rough calculation. If he gave each of the 70 $100,000 over 13 years, that's $7 million that he would have given them. Now, I'm not saying you can't help your friends and family, but 70 friends and family, come on now. Why would you need to support that many people and now you are bankrupt? Let's talk about Cheryl Swoops. You may have, many of you may remember her. She was the first female athlete who signed with Nike for a shoe, and it was a Nike Air Swoops. And she made over $50 million with Nike, with a contract, in addition to her 100,000+ salary a year with the WNBA. She filed bankruptcy claiming dishonest lawyers and agents ripped her off. Now, that may be true, but I'm saying if over all these years you've had a relationship with these people, have you not done your checks and balances that you got to this place where now you are filing bankruptcy because of these people? So my overall purpose of sharing this, and we can talk about Michael Vick and the family and friends, he surrounded himself with. Because of that, he didn't get away from his environment. You've gone to a different place. And I'm sorry, I don't care how close you are as friends. At times it's painful, but you have to move on because those friends and family don't serve you right now. Because of who he surrounded himself with, he didn't want to leave his homies. He ended up where he was. So Michael Vick, Terrell Owens, Dorothy Hamill, the skater. I mean, all of these people, I could go on and on and on and name all of these people who made it big, but did not reevaluate your friendships. Yes, you can still be friends with those people, but it's now a different level of friendship because they cannot serve you where you are. You are in a different place. And so it's time to evaluate that and move on because your friendship may have stagnated and doesn't serve you where you're going. So let me check the comments real quick, and then I'm going to share some things that we can look at to determine if our friendship, what we need to do about our friendship. Oh, Debbie said, so far I've been keeping my YouTube channel and friends separate. If my friends go to watch, great, but I don't ask. And that's one way, I guess, to do it. And Beverly said, you're so right, I had to leave some people myself, and that's okay. You know, again, where you're going, not everybody can go with you. And let me go up here and then start sharing some tips that you can look at to help evaluate your friendship. Because again, your friendship with these people or your connection, it's not that you are saying cut off, goodbye, no longer, but you have to treat it a different way in order to get to where you need to get to. Not every friendship can go where you have to go. Not every family member can go where you need to go. So the first one, if you're always too busy for each other, then you have to evaluate that friendship. Because we make time for the things that we deem important. And if you're always too busy to see each other, you have to look at what type of friendship that you have. The next thing we want to look at, if you only have your past in common. If all you can talk about is the past, then really, what kind of friendship, where are you going with this friendship? So this may be a friendship to stay in the past and not a friendship to drag with you where you're going. Because you know what? If you're like me, I'm a giver. I have a giving heart. And I want to bring everybody with me into my success. But not everybody can go. So for those people who are in the past, some of them, they just have to stay in the past. The other thing is, you would love to have new friends who understand your new journey because the old ones don't. Then you know it's time for those friends to be relegated to a certain category. They are not your forever friend. They are not your in the future friend. So you have to now realize that your relationship and your conversation and your connections, you have to be able to look at those connections differently because they are not going to serve you to go into your future. And again, you might say, they're my friends, I have all this relationship and all of that, but where are you trying to grow to? If you look at all the people who made it, Bill Gates and all of them, study their lives. They had to get rid of a lot of connections to be where they are. And not because they didn't like those people, but the friendship changed, the tone of the friendship changed because these no longer serve you for where you want to go. And then another thing is you don't feel supported. You know, for me, it's bigger than YouTube and the podcast for the support that I need. It's bigger than that. It's you supporting me by cheering me on. It's not necessarily buying my products and services or any of that. It's you cheering me on. So if you are my friend and I don't feel supported when I connect with you, then I have to reevaluate that friendship and see, where is it? Is this a seasonal friendship? Is this a lifetime friendship? Or is this a just an occasional friendship? You know, what kind of friendship is this? And another thing to look at is you can't relate to the things they get excited about. When people talk about TV shows, I'm sorry, I don't care. So that's not my thing. For if you talk about business and you talk about growing, and you talk about how money, investments, if you talk about a good book that you've read and the nuggets you've gotten, then you're my person, okay? But if you're talking about a TV show or something like that, it's, to me, that's now superficial. I'm beyond that. And I'm not knocking people who do that. I'm saying for where I am in my growth, that does not excite me. I don't even, when they're talking about shows, they're talking about the singers and the new, all these people. I'm like, I have no clue what they're talking about, because that's not my jam. That's not where I am. And I'm not knocking people who do. I'm saying for me, it doesn't get me excited. So if you and I have a conversation, it's not going to be about the latest song and the latest show and the latest movie and all of that, because that does not excite me. So the friendship that I have with people, if that's all they can talk about, I have a family member. When I talk to her, all she talk about is the past, and who I'm like, okay, I'll talk to you later, and I'm gone, because I'm like, oh, that irks me, because I'm beyond that. Am I better than her? No. It's just that the relationship doesn't serve me for that purpose. Okay, so the next thing is, after a conversation with them, you need a shot of energy or positive vibes, because they drain you. If you have friends like that and you are trying to grow and you're trying to build a business or anything like that, and you are having regular conversation with these people, and that's how you feel after this conversation, then this time to put this friend in, well, maybe one of those seasonal buckets, or one of those serve the purpose bucket, and not a lifetime bucket. Because if you're constantly drained by when you have a conversation with this person, I beg to differ that this is a lifetime friend. But again, this is based on my perspective, and you might feel like no matter what, this is going to be your lifetime friend, even if they drain you and you feel like you need to take a drink, which I don't drink, but if I did, I probably wouldn't want to take a drink after having a conversation with someone like this. If you feel that's you, and you feel like you want to keep them in a lifetime bucket, that's fine. But for me, that doesn't serve me. And then the other thing I want to talk about, if you have absolutely nothing in common with them anymore, are they really your friend, or are you just kind of holding on to the past? You're holding on to this past relationship because you want to stay connected to the past. If you have absolutely nothing in common with them anymore, are they really your friend? Or are you just trying to stick to this, the familiar, what we know? So let me check the comments. I see the comments are lighting up here. Judy says, now I have that. Oh, Kathy said, now I have that stuck in my head. Let it go, let it go. Yeah. Judy said, yes, sometimes you just have to let it go. Like this is a song from Frozen. And Kathy said, this is only with friends, but also with some family members. And that's true. We really have to look at and evaluate our friends. Where is it that you are going, and how do they serve? And people need to do that to me, because if I don't serve you for where you're going, it's okay to put me on the shelf. It's okay, because I shouldn't be taking up your time and your energy if I can't help you in some way to get to where you need to go to. And that's how I look at life. And somebody else may look at it differently, and that's perfectly okay. So I want to, and I know I missed a bunch of comments because I was just so excited about getting into, Scylla. Hi, Scylla. She said, it's very strange in the literal world. I had to release some folk, but I still just be cordial. Yes. I understand. We've had a conversation about that. Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Kathy, you brought up a point that I wanted to bring up that I missed. When my husband and I built our first business, we did end up losing some friends due to our success. That is so unfortunate. Exactly. There are people, and that's one of the reasons I bring up even the fact that I'm on these or some of these pages and people don't even click like or, make a comment. My thing is, if I've known you for 20 years, 19 years, 18 years, and you can't comment public on my post to say you're doing a good job, my senior vice president from one of my, and I think you guys may have seen it in Facebook, one of my companies that I worked on before, he made a comment. It was just such an awesome thing. I knew him for about a year because he had joined Alcatel-Lucent, and then we became Nokia when Nokia bought us. And when he posted that about, encouraging me about he watched listened to the podcast that I did, and he enjoyed it, and blah blah blah. And then we had a conversation in my inbox too, and he was very complimentary. And I'm saying I knew this man for about a year. I never met him face to face. We only met on video, and we talked on conference call, and we worked together maybe about a year, maybe 2 years. Maybe about 2 years. And for him to say that, and he doesn't even know me like a lot of people who've known me for 20 years, 19 years, 18 years, and I've been very involved with them in different organizations, and for them to not even acknowledge what I'm doing, that bothers me. And again, I'm not looking for validation from them. It bothers me in the sense that I'm thinking I'm connected to you for all these years, and I have served you in some capacity, and you cannot even acknowledge, hey, I like what you're doing, or click a like or something. That bothers me. So again, it's not to guilt anybody or anything. It's just to say, look at your connections, look at your friendships, look at your family relationships. You're not going to cut off people. You're not going to cut off your friends. You're not going to cut off your family members, but put them in the correct friendship bucket where they belong. Now to the fun part is I am going to share with you that I am doing a giveaway in December. It's going to start December 1st, and I'm going to do a video that contains all the rules and what it is that I'm giving away. I'm going to have a giveaway on December 13th, which is 2 Sundays from now. I'm going to do a giveaway December 13th, 14th, 15th, and then on the 16th, which is my birthday, I am going to do a grand prize giveaway. So it's going to be a package. So on the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th, I will post the video that contains the details in terms of the time that I'm going to be coming on. And Judy, which is Asian American Focus, she actually did a 40 question things about me. I'm going to use that. I'm going to break it up over those days, and answer questions about me. And then I'm going to do a giveaway, some gift cards on the 13th, 14th, and 15th. And then I have a huge giveaway on the 16th on which is my birthday. And I will share why it's not costing me any money to do this giveaway. And I'm going to be giving away money. So check back the channel on December 1st. I will put up the video with all the details and what's the requirement to enter. And I hope to have some of you join, especially my faithful members. I really want you guys to win something. I know I'm probably going to get some new people who are going to come in just for the giveaway, and I'm hoping they stick around, but they may not. So I'm really, really hoping that the ones who are faithful in supporting me are the ones who are going to win. And I'm going to be using a wheel that I'm going to put the names in, and there are going to be ways for you to earn extra entries and all of that. And I'm really hoping that it will be a fun time, because I'm really celebrating. I'm thankful for everyone who supported me, that I have over 400 hours in watch time in 6 months and 172 supporters. So I really appreciate you guys. And this giveaway is going to be for you. So thank you again so much for all of your support. Judy said, great. Looking forward to your answers to the random questions. Happy early birthday. Thank you very much. So I hope to see you guys next Sunday. I'll have a guest on next Sunday. And then the following Sunday is when the real fun begins with my birthday and YouTube celebration. Thanks so much, and have a wonderful Sunday afternoon.